September seems like so long ago since you kicked off your junk couture journey, but you have finally made it here to the finish line. Months of trial and error, experimenting with different materials and techniques, and learning about sustainability through a creative medium. You've done it. So now it is time to submit your design into junk couture.
It's so exciting, and you know what? Getting to this point and getting over this finish line is a huge achievement. So give yourself a pat on the back, okay? You should be so proud of yourself. It is a huge moment. But this masterclass is all about you submitting your junk couture design up onto the Junk Couture mobile app. But don't worry, me and Sean are here to help give you guys an easy tutorial on everything you need to know to submit your junk couture design today. So let's get into it.
Bada bing, bada boom. First things first, checklists.
Absolutely, very important.
So basically you want to have your checklist sorted out before you submit, just for the sake of organization, because then when you go to submit, you're going to have everything there on the checklist.
And a top tip for this is when you are going through your junk couture process, making your design, making all these decisions about your description, your story, everything else, create a folder on your laptop or even the notes app on your phone and put all of this information in there. Because when time comes to submit it, Bob's your uncle, you've everything ready to go.
Exactly, it'll all be there for you to select from. Now, the first thing even that we really want you to focus on, photo and video. So the people at Junk Couture, the judges, everyone, they really need to see not only your design, but the character of your design. Yes. Think about what environment are you going to shoot in? What's your pose going to be? You know, really make this photo a powerful piece, because that is going to really add to Junk Couture's reaction to it and the judging as well, because they're going to see there's a little bit more to your design than just the design. There's an energy to it. There's a clear vision for it as well, and that's really important. And also videos. You can save your TikToks for later on. We want to see loads of TikToks. We want to see so much fun being had with this design process and with all the process that comes with Junk Couture. But with this specific video, if you could please film in horizontal, that would be absolutely fantastic. And don't forget, you don't need a professional camera for this. You really have so much power with the phone in your pocket as long as you attach some really good imagination to that phone. So just use your phone, it's all you really need for this. Just shoot in some creative ways.
It's all about the imagination anyway. But after this, you are going to be asked to upload your design name. Now we want a winning standout name. So really give some thought about this. What tells the story of your design? We want to know it in your design name. Secondly to this, your design description. This is crucial to the submission of your Junk Couture design. These details, it's what's going to be used to judge your design. So we need to know the story behind your design. How did you get to this point? Why did you make this design? What made you do Junk Couture? We want to know everything. So make sure you're really including that in your description. And one thing to note that's very important, we don't want to use terms like I and we throughout the description. We want to talk in third person. So for example, I wouldn't say, me and Sean made this design. I'd say the designers created this design, if you get me. So we're in third person here.
It's just going to make it more professional. You guys are referring to yourselves as designers, creators, because guess what? That is exactly what you are.
And let's not forget, probably the most important point of all, let's say, we want a list of your materials used. Now, we have seen weird, wonderful and wacky materials throughout the years. I can tell you right now, when I look at these designs, I can't guess the materials because they're so well crafted into these stunning couture pieces. So we want to know the weird materials you're using. We want to know they're made of trampolines, recycled plastic, everything under the sun, cardboard, whatever you made it out of, list it down, let us know what it is, and make sure you include it on your submission form. Now, it is super important to get this design description right because the narrative supplied at the time of submission, if you are successful, this is the narrative that Junk Couture are going to use during the judging process and to describe your design down the line. So get this one right, tell us what you're all about, tell us the story, the inspiration. We want to know who you are and what your design is.
Exactly. And the final thing you're going to want to have on your checklist is an incredible piece of music. Now it can be any genre. Sometimes we have really slow classical pieces, other times we have modern pop, other times we've got rock and roll. Like there's all sorts of genres. That is completely down to you. That's totally subjective. It's whatever fits your design. But just pick something really fitting because the song really adds to the energy that your piece is trying to put out into the world. And so, to summarize our checklist, 1, come up with a winning design name. 2, Capture your design from every angle imaginatively with your photos. 3. Put your director skills to the test and capture a horizontal video of your completed design. 4. Have a show-stopping choice of music in mind. 5. Make a comprehensive list of the materials used, the inspiration behind the design, and your overall story about your Junk Kouture experience. And 6. Create an account on the Junk Kouture mobile app. It is vital that you and your teammates make creator accounts and that your teacher makes an educator account. Without these accounts, you will not be able to successfully submit. But we're going to talk about that more right now. And now that your checklist is done, it's time to put in the Junk Kouture submission. Bada bing, bada boom. This is where it's all coming together. So, first of all, download the Junk Kouture app and sign up as a creator by filling in the required details and creating a password. Now, if you did this earlier in your Junk Kouture journey, then grand, you're a step ahead of the curve already. Just remember, in this whole process, your educator has to make an educator account as well. Very important.
So this brings us on to step 2. You've made your profile. The next step is submitting your design. So click on the bottom right-hand corner of your page on the JK logo, and here is the page where the magic happens. We're about to submit our design. Now, do not forget, you must adhere to the dates on the app at this time. And
step 3 is design name, description, and materials. And a top tip with your materials is to give us the wow factor. So let's say you've got a really fascinating amount of a certain material in your design. For example, there's been designs in the past made of 4,000 bags or something crazy. Or 4,000 coffee pods or stuff like that. There's amazing elements to designs sometimes that really provide a wow factor. So offer us that when you mention the materials.
And this brings us on to step number 4. We're flying through it super quick. We are already on to uploading our videos. So what you want to do here is, once you have your completed video, you want to upload it onto YouTube, unlisted, copy and paste that link into your submission box. Quick, simple. Now don't forget, we want to steer clear of the TikTok videos here. We need everything to be landscape because we want to be able to use your incredible designs up on screen, and that is how we're going to get the best quality.
And in terms of copy and pasting links, that is exactly what we want you to do with the music as well. So if you can copy and paste your choice of music, i.e. your song, from Spotify or Apple Music into the app, that would be fantastic. And be sure to give us the best 45 seconds of that song, because if you're successful, that 45 seconds, that's what's going to be used when you're on the catwalk.
That brings us swiftly onto step number 6. We are so close to the end now. It is time to upload our photos. A few tips on our photos now. We want to make sure these photos are vibrant, full of colour, and that they show your entire design. More often than not, we only get a front-on picture of your design, and we want to see all of it. We want to see it all. We're selfish, okay? You've worked so hard on this design. It has a front, a side, and a back with plenty of details that I know the judges are definitely going to want a closer look at. So make sure you're showing us photos from all sides of your design. Make sure the angles are on point, the lighting is on point, and most of all, make sure you have so much fun with taking the photos. That's what it's all about.
Of course.
We want to see the personality.
We know you've put so much time and effort into this process already, so it might be a little bit taxing to think, oh, I've got to put loads of effort into photos now. But taking these photos well and giving them everything, that's what's going to make all that work worth it as well. Of course, it's for the process, it's for the enjoyment of designing and having fun and learning about sustainability through this creative medium. But you know, if you really want to make it worth it in terms of the competition, take great photos. Now this next step mightn't feel like a step, but it's so important that we're actually going to include it as a step. And that is step 7. If you're not ready for any of these details right now, if you're missing some pieces of content, you're not really ready to submit your photos yet, that's okay, because you can fill out this entire submission, this application, and then you can hold off. You can save it and come back to it later. Just make sure that later date that you come back to it on is before the deadline. That's all that matters. So if you want to save a little bit of this work for the future, that is okay. Just, you gotta get it in before the deadline.
Now we are on to step 8, and what you want to do is you want to search your school name and your school address. You also want to search your teammates' names, search them up, add them to your team, and you also want to make sure that you're adding your educator to your team as well. All of these members will be required to accept this invite before the submission is 100% complete. So make sure all your team members and your educator accept your invite.
That is it.
You're
Boom,
done.
you're done. It only took us 10 minutes or something, very short amount of time, very impressed.
I know, and you finally submitted your design to
Yeah.
Couture. Congratulations, you've done it. You're here, you are in the mix now, and all that's left to do is wait for the Couture judges to look through all of the submissions before announcing who goes through to the live event.
We really hope that you enjoyed this masterclass, and as always I want to say we really love seeing your content, so please, if you post any photos to your Instagram or your Instagram stories or the likes, please feel free to tag us at Couture. And that's it. That's
We're
all.
done.
We're done.
Congratulations.